Hey guys, it's Em, and I'm back with another SNK recap. So this time I read from chapters 202 to 223, and it was an interesting chunk of chapters. First, Zongu has this thing where he basically accepts himself and he becomes a monk, and that was neat. There was a lot of neat art in there. There isn't really too much I have to say about it. We learn a little bit more about this lady who's actually Kazumi's mom, and a little bit of backstory, like she's Zong's master's daughter, so then Kazumi and Zong have a little bit of relation right there. It was some cute little things. I don't have too much to say about it though. Not that I dislike them, it was just things that happen. Yasuka tries to attack Zong, which doesn't really go too well. Zong fends him off like almost immediately just by like showing his aura, and then Yasuka goes, okay, well, this is fucking dead, he's gonna kill me. When you and Kazumi fight, I'll fight the victor. So as you could tell, this is all building up to Kazumi and Zong's final fight. And they have this nice moment where they just talk, and in that moment where they talk, it kind of helped me notice that these two don't really have a real reason to hate each other. I mean, yeah, Zong's like, oh, I hate Hokuto Shinken, this man is my rival, but there's no real deep reason for Kazumi to hate Zong or the other way around. It's not like Rao and HNK where Rao is practically killing the entire cast because he wanted to conquer the entire wasteland. Zong doesn't have that kind of super insane ambition. And I know some people bring up that he's a nihilist, but that really hasn't been mentioned except for like the first time he showed up. Because after that, he's just been talking about dealing with Yasuka and dealing with the scarred guy. He hasn't really had any of those moments where he's like, I want the world to burn. It's not that common for him. So even that's weak. And Kazumi's just fighting him because he's another strong dude, so that's what they do. As for the fight itself, it's pretty, but like I said, I don't really think they have a reason to fight, so it's kind of weightless. Like, this isn't the Ken versus Rao fight, like I said. This isn't like Rao's killed a ton of people like Rei, all the Nanto chariots indirectly kind of caused some of the Shin shit to happen. It's not like that. Zong hasn't really caused anything. He's just there as a threat. So when the whole book winds up to this fight, it's cool, but it lacks a lot of weight because it doesn't really feel super necessary. Like, what changes after Zong dies? Like, they're still in World War II times, there's still problems, they just dealt with Zong. But anyways, yeah, like I was saying, the fight was really pretty. I do like the fact that all the side characters show up. They're all pretty much speedwagon, like they're not adding anything real to the conversation. They're just like, he punched! Whoa! He broke a brick! Oh! With Zongwoo's girlfriend and Kazumi's mom being like the worst offenders. But later in the fight, you see Yasuka watching, and then Taeyeon shows up, who I completely forgot was a character. And Taeyeon basically says, you can't get involved in any of this or else I'll stop you. And it was really cool. Taeyeon in this chapter was actually pretty neat, and the only reason that makes me mad is because, well, A, he's an entirely separate character from how he used to be, and B, I wish he earned this, you know? Because like I said in the part when Taeyeon got redeemed, he didn't feel like he deserved a redemption. He was kind of an asshole. It doesn't feel like he reached this natural zen place where he's a martial art master. It didn't feel gradual. It just kind of happened. Like, he just lost the fight and then he goes, oh man, I fucked up, my bad. And then he becomes this calm, cool, and collected martial arts master. He didn't earn that. He just kind of ended up that way randomly because the writer was like, okay, I can't just have him be a creep this entire time, so here he is. And he hasn't showed up, like, till now. The last time I mentioned him in a recap is the last time he showed up. So I was really surprised when on chapter like 220, he shows up again. The way they show him now, it would have been really interesting to have him stick around Kazumi in the gang just to see what he would be doing. But we didn't get that. He just shows up right at the end of the book where there's only like, what, 40 or so chapters left. It's such a disappointment. I'm really sad that they handled him that way. Also, Taeyeon tells Yasuka to stand back or else he'll deal with him. This is the same Yasuka that dealt with Feion. And unless they expect me to believe that Taeyeon is somehow stronger than Feion, that threat doesn't really mean anything. I know that Feion was injured, but even then, like, Feion seemed like way more of a threat. I don't think Taeyeon would have bullied Geis the way Feion did. Overall, I'm kind of excited to see how this fight ends, but like I said earlier a few times, it lacks weight, so I don't think this is gonna like knock my socks off or anything. The dialogue did get slightly better around this point because there's not as much to distract the plot. Overall, SNK right now is okay. It's not bad, it's not over dialoguing everything like it was before, but it's kind of reached this middle point of it's alright right now. It's just a shame that it took 220 chapters to get to a point where I'm like, oh, it's okay. But anyways, that's just my short little recap for right now. I'll see you guys next week, and I've been M, and I am out.